GSL Hot 6 up here in the top right of the map in the teal for KT Rolster. He is currently down.
KT Rolster, Zest.
1-2.
Staying focused. Up against the Seoul Protoss to the top left.
SK Telecom T1 Party.
Also very focused, of course. These players want to win the money, they want to win the fame. This is their job, their livelihood. They practiced and probably stayed up really late last night in order to do well today.
Yeah. No doubt about it. You know, today started at 2 p.m. So coming down here a little bit earlier than normal to the studio. It's just one of those days where, like I said before, it's more like a weekend event. And that essentially is what it is. This tournament took place, you know, over the weekend for the last part of it, and it's a tournament about limited preparation and really just how well you can play at best of 7 on the fly.
Yep.
How many builds can you come up with in such a brief period of time? Stylistically, can you keep yourself fresh enough to where your opponent doesn't get too many ideas about exactly how you want to play it? Now we have a much faster core here for Zest.
Yeah.
Had an early gate, so he might actually run with that and go for that billowy 3 gate.
It could be very, very efficient on this map, very useful here because the rush distance is very small. Getting a pylon over there isn't too hard, and you can get the rest of your stalkers that you build at the gateway before it's a warp gate over there pretty fast. Parting is going to come over here and notice this. At least you should, but instead of that, it is going to be a very quick Stargate here before warp gate research.
Yeah, this is a good map for it because of the rush distance, so.
The only thing about this is that Parting scouts, and he's going to see it. That's the usual location there in the bottom left, but actually Zest puts it a little bit back over there, and Parting knows this is on the way now.
He's also, with this scouting it pretty uncharacteristically. Parting oftentimes will skip a scout, so I think this is part of the idea here for Zest. He's probably played more PvPs without a scout than any player I can think of. Mothership Core is going to come over here, get a little bit more information.
Oracle started right away, right at 150 gas. Going to be chrono boosted out and, of course, rallied over to the base of Parting. The only thing about this is that Parting has the Mothership Core. He's going to have stalkers over there. He's going to be totally prepared for this.
Yeah, he will. The question is, does this Oracle give him enough control to take a natural, though, and then transition out? Because that's the idea here. Yeah, adding 2 more gates at home.
And a Twilight Council. Very interesting, as I scratch my chin.
Well, this will kill a few probes.
Nice micro so far. Gets 2 and stays alive. Wow.
Doesn't use the overcharge.
Yeah.
So there's the drawback to this is he doesn't kill it, but he has that energy for later on for other things. Most notably the Blink Stalker timing attack that might have Time Warp assisting it. They're both going into Blink now.
Nice scout over here. Knows that location, a very nice location to put down that pylon. You can warp down there on the low ground with that.
Warp gates are done.
And with that Oracle, he actually got a scout on the base of Parting as well. So he knows this is coming. He has to prepare for this now. He's just going to do it with his own defensive blink and a bunch of stalkers, but he's going to have less stalkers right now. He's down 4 to 6. Loses a probe.
Well, that Oracle actually comes in here and he keeps the energy so that when he doesn't have the stalkers at home, he can do this. Oracle's still out there though, and we'll come back later. 50 energy. Ooh, sentries coming over here. Looks like he may want to try to contain. The problem is his opponent's also going to have blinks pretty soon.
Yeah, Parting doesn't know about the blink. That's very important.
Yeah. Starts a Nexus here. Just going to get that base up faster. He has less stalkers right now, though, because of those sentries. He needs to be very careful. Doesn't even really want to poke. And this is that 50 energy Oracle I was talking about. See what he gets done.
Parting getting up the Nexus now. He's just backing off here. I would have liked to see him keep the map control, but he's bringing his entire army all the way back.
Well, I think he realizes like something's not right here. You know,
yeah.
I'm not gonna stick around. I might actually just end up losing my stalkers. I'm gonna take a Nexus, which is gonna be hard for him to assail with any sort of unit composition because he has that Stargate, right? So that's those minerals and gas are missing the Stargate and the Oracle for making units. You know, there's only so much you can mine on one base. This is what we were talking about earlier, where Parting was like, no, I don't need this RorO. Is if by some weird chance you have a Dark Shrine, there's just not enough money on one base to actually have everything. There's just not. Even if you have perfect saturation, there's just not enough money on that base. So, at this point, he's like, something's not right here. I'm going to move back. I'm going to have the defender's advantage at home. You probably won't be able to counterattack me or kill me on my Nexus, and he's able to contain you and pressure you a little bit. Energy on these sentries will give him Guardian Shield, Force Fields for the defense, and also then later use them to scout further what it is exactly that Zest is doing, what sort of composition he's building. That
Very
tagged
nice.
a lot of info.
Yeah, it's a lot of info there. Charge on the way here for Zest. Gonna go into that Zealot Archon style, most likely. I don't think he has the Robo yet.
No.
No Robo yet, and that means no Immortals for now.
I wonder if what Zest is going to try to do here is poke a little bit while he starts getting a charge in the +1. Then maybe with some sort of soft contain try to take the gold base. No, he's going to double expand here. Okay. Double expanding a Protoss versus a Protoss. A world first we're watching right now.
And now, if Parting has any inkling that this is even possible, he's going to send the Phoenix down here, but actually it gets denied by Zest.
If Parting scouts that base, it'd be the most unlike Parting thing that we've ever seen Parting do. There's no reason to believe ever that anybody would be crazy enough to take a fast third base in Protoss versus Protoss, especially on a map like this where it's not so far away. And I mean, the thing is, if it's going to be a fast third, you're probably thinking, you're going to try to take the gold base because I'm ahead of you in income, and you're going to take that risk. But, no, there's no way he's going to scout that.
Yeah. I wonder if part of the reason he put that down so early is because he knew that Parting wouldn't scout it. He's just saying, like, okay, I can take this risk. I got to get ahead in this way. And Parting isn't ever going to believe that I'm going to have a base there.
What is interesting, though, that our observer just pointed out, is he scouted that there were no gases at the natural. At that time when the Phoenix came in, that's not too weird. But when he comes in here again, he sees that, that's when he's going to be like, wait a minute. Okay, so he comes over here. Phoenix is killed. He snipes the Phoenix because he's scared the Phoenix might actually see the third base.
Yeah.
But he could have maybe let it see that there were no gases as well, so he wants to deny that too. Because at this point, Parting is like, without that information, how can he even guess? Looks like he might even have Zest go for a timing attack off of his 3-base economy with all those extra minerals, with a few Archons maybe, and a ton of Zealots.
Yeah.
Does he even have actually a Temple Archive? I don't think he does yet.
No, I don't think so. But he does have the +2 on the way for his attack. I think he might wait for that. He's going to deny the scout again.
He sees there's no gas, and he's like, all right, what's going on? Okay, now he knows.
Now
Parting's probably in panic mode now because there's nothing he can do to punish this base anymore. It's already gotten its use, and now he's got to be in defensive mode like, oh, you have so many extra minerals. Everything that I've accepted to be true about this matchup and everything that I know that I'm doing at home no longer is exactly accurate. Parting actually moves out to attack here.
He's going to go out and attack, but look at Zest minerals. He warps in 4 Zealots, and he still has 1,200 minerals.
He's going to have so many more Zealots when this hits.
Yep.
Parting doesn't have a massive Archon count. His 2 Immortals that he has in his army are pretty useless.
Zest right now is supply blocked. He's about to get that pylon up. Thankfully for him, the charge up on the warp gates isn't really that far behind. So he's going to warp in a ton of Zealots here now with charge. This is the big fight.
He's going to go over here and attack the third base now. Doesn't matter if Parting kills his base if he loses his whole army. All right, he's considering the attack. Parting does not actually commit to this. Not fully. There's so many warp-ins here for him to use.
Oh, wow.
Now starting to get his own Archons out here. Actually, he can break these force fields.
Yeah, needs that Archon, and now he's going to come down. Nice time warp right at the bottom of the ramp. Even catches an Archon, and now it's being charged on by a bunch of this and even blinked. Oh, that's a big catch.
Yeah, that's a big blink, though. He's going to be careful about this. He's about to have +2. Buying enough time for that. This Nexus should go down this time, but this could give Zest the engagement he needs. Let's find out. Here we go. That time warp is so clutch. Perfect placement there on the Mothership core. Probes are off the line here to fight on the right side. And does he have enough warp-ins here? It looks like he might. He's got so many more Zealots coming down. There's a lot of Blink Stalkers for Parting here left over, and his Archons look overwhelming. He's got to target those Immortals, and he does. It looks like Parting actually has enough.
Parting is going to have enough. The Warpins also helping out so dearly now. A bunch more of these Zealots, and he has a ton of these gateways, but the army of Parting stands.
I feel like a little bit of timidness and also the supply block that you talked about earlier is what cost Zest this game. GG. He has 800 minerals left at the end of that game that he just didn't spend. He couldn't spend. He missed a whole round of warp-ins. And I think that's really, really important. Yeah. Parting just comes out, he's like, well, you're probably about to attack me, but I have to attack you first. And he hits that timing just barely.
This is what Parting does, man. He sees tiny timings, and he gets wins off of it. Punishing Zest for the very greedy third base. It was a nice idea, but I feel like it was a bit risky.
I like it as a move in this game, but he got supply blocked. You know, there's pylons up. You have a lot more Zealots there. And if he doesn't get trapped in his natural, it's hard for him with those few units that he had because he had a ton of minerals and a ton of production. Yeah. He just wasn't quite ready. If he has that, then he can move down the ramp. He doesn't have to fight in a place where he's always going into Parting's concave, and the Parting's controlled that ramp, and he keeps attacking the third base, forcing Zest to move out. And that's kind of what we saw over and over there until eventually he got whittled down.
Yeah.
Well, we are going to take a quick commercial break. This conclusion of this epic finals is going to happen right after that, so don't go anywhere.